evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys had a great weekend, because I sure did. Tonight we'll be wrapping up this weekend with some exciting weather. We'll cover what's in store for us here shortly on Navigraph, but first some quick details about tonight's flight. We're back in the SimWorks Studios PC-12, although this time we are running the latest update. It addressed some of the bugs and complaints from the community and drastically improved ground handling on takeoff and landing rolls. The skating issues we've seen in the past they haven't been eliminated, but they've definitely improved. Once you get past rotation speed around 80 knots, it doesn't start wanting to zoom around to the left or right on you like Tokyo Drift. But currently sitting at Piedmont Triad and Greensboro, and we'll be heading up to Washington Dulles. We should be expecting some very poor visibility. Washington is actually at low IFR right now, so that should be pretty fun. Low IFR basically means the cloud covers within 500 feet of the runway, so we'll be spitting out pretty much on top of the decision height, so we may end up having some go-arounds. It could be pretty interesting. So unfortunately we'll be focusing more on our instruments than anything else this flight, so the scenery is not super important, but it will definitely be interesting as we navigate through the storms. If you have any questions about what I'm doing, please ask away in the chat. If you guys could do me a real quick favor too, hit the like button and leave a comment below as we get started. It would be a huge help. Also, if you want to support the channel or have any other questions about my current setup, check out the links below, and super chats are also open. Right now I've got let's see, Ron, Sean, Mike. Don't think Cameron's going to join us, but he is in the chat. And they are on the ground with me right now. If you'd like to join this flight or any other, please feel free to join the Discord, which is also linked below. And we'll get you all set up. So let's hop back in the cockpit, get this thing started. And obviously we are on live weather and live time. So Yama Tuner tucked everything back and put on my helmet ready as I can be. Okay. Alright, let's get back in here and get this thing started up. Alrighty. I'm back. Alright. Before we get started, let's just take a look at the Navigraph charts here. So, as I mentioned, we are pretty much in the middle of a massive storm on the northeast here. And, as you can see, Washington is in LIFR, words are hard. And we were to look at the airport weather here. We've got a ceiling of 400 feet above ground level, so it's going to be pretty close to minimums, which is typically around 200, 250. One thing we can actually do with Navigraph here is pretty neat is, on my hunt for tonight's flight, I actually used this visibility, and you can kind of scroll through and add time to it. But right now you can see Washington is somewhere around 0 visibility. So this is a fun little tool if you're trying to do a little weather hunting. Mike says, let's go. Kyle, checking in from work tonight. Ah, dang it, Kyle. Okay. Well, you are in this weather we're about to fly into, so I hope you're enjoying it just as much as we're about to. Alright, nothing crazy on our departure here. We're pretty much just going to be doing a straight out departure. There is no departures to follow. We are departing on runway 5 right, so we'll be taking the taxiway Kilo 1 to Kilo, cross 14 over to Alpha, hold short 5 right, depart straight out. And once we get into the clouds, we'll probably just go straight to autopilot and go straight towards our first waypoint at CSN. We will go ahead and load in the bird the ILS for runway 19 Charlie, and you'll see that once we get to that step. But nothing too crazy tonight, pretty simple, straightforward. Let me go ahead and drag this over here, and we will go ahead and get through the checklist here. First item on the checklist is to remove that thing. Accidentally re-added it. Alright, let's get the shaders up. Okay, so landing gear handle checked, down, it's down on the Bravo. Circuit breakers are in, battery switch off, external power switch off, non-essential bus to auto, then auto. Standby bus to on. External lights, we'll go ahead and get our nav light on. Nav. And then we can go ahead and return the standby bus to off. Really just a light switch, make sure everything's working up there. Get our battery 1 and 2 on. Battery volts need to be greater than 24 volts, which they both are. Let's go ahead and get some cockpit lighting in here. So, panel lights on. Dome light. So bright. Flood. Oh, that's for the cabin. So we'll leave that on there and that should help. There we go. I don't have to keep turning the flashlight on and off. Did you purposely choose the flight plan to chase storms? Yes, I did. I wanted something a little more exciting than our usual. So. And I haven't done a IFR flight to this degree in this airplane yet. It's a little extra challenge for the night. Let's see, battery volts, non-essential bus override. External lights, auto. I'm sorry, external lights all on. And we can go take a look outside to make sure they do in fact all appear. So you got our position lights, our nav lights, landing lights, taxi light, nav light over here, beacon light up top. And I thought there was one underneath, but I haven't seen it. Unless it's there, right there. There it is. Okay. I haven't been able to see it because most of the time I've looked has been during the daytime. So all those lights are good. We can go ahead and just leave the nav light on for now. Fire switch to test. Push that in. We should just see the engine fire and fire detect on the annunciator panel below. Go ahead and remove that. Lamp test. All the overheads are on. And all the annunciators are on, and any other light on the dash is on. Lamp test off. Alright, push the pumps. Left on. Right on. Hear them both. Left off, right off. And let's test our ignition. Don't accidentally hit the starter button like I have done in the past. You can, I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but it's pretty quiet on my end too because of the rain, but you can hear that ignition ticking in the background. EIS system test. Just want to make sure all the lights here work. Everything looks good. Alright, fuel quantity. Now would be a good time to go ahead and load our airplane up. We are looking at zero fuel weight. Sorry. Let's go block fuel, 996 pounds. I'm actually going to take a bit more than that because of the possibility of doing go-arounds. So right now we have 1347. I'm actually just going to leave that alone. Takeoff weight was expected to be 6812. I've got about, can't be right, 6812 takeoff. Oh, that's really low. I don't know why the SimBrief profile put that in so low. Let me see if it loaded in differently on the SimBrief panel here. Fetch, payload. No, 6812. I don't know why that is so low, but I guess nobody wanted to fly in this weather tonight, so we're going to bring our payload down a little bit. We've got an additional, let's call it 400 pounds, looking at 6812, so we need 7,200-ish on our takeoff weight. That'd be good. Now we can go ahead and reset our fuel here. We should see the fuel quantity populate. And it did. Oh, yeah. This update appears to have fixed the discrepancy on the fuel pounds that are displayed on the EIS versus what you have loaded in the airplane. So I've got 1,347 pounds loaded and 1,347 pounds showing. So that's awesome. Before we were showing 150, 200 pounds less. All right, oxygen fuel gauge checked. I remember where my oxygen gauge is. There it is. All right, got plenty of oxygen. Passenger oxygen to auto. Then battery switch to off. We're going to leave it on for now just to keep the lights on. EFIS composite switches to normal. EFIS, normal, normal. And AHRS 1 and 2, slaved. Environmental, I think it's a protection system. We'll go ahead and do a test on it. Hello, Super and Tariq. How are you guys tonight? Cabin pressure switch, auto and guarded. Auto, guarded. Trim interrupt switch and flap interrupt switch, normal and guarded. Oxygen supply to on. You can hear that. Man, oxygen mask test. Still don't know what to do with the test. Don't think there's anything actually in the sim yet for this. Is this a group flight or just a stream? If it's a group flight, I'll grab my TVM 850. It's a group flight. Yep, hop in the Discord, Super, and join us if you'd like. We are on the US East server, and there is a little infographic if you need to know what settings to use, but it's all players. What's the second option? Off?
All off live.
It's all off live. I'm just trying to remember what the second option was. Lavatory, we checked TP. TP's all there. Aircraft exterior pre-flight is complete. What thing I want to do is go ahead and remove our control locks, and let's check around, make sure no doors accidentally got opened, because the quick spots are kind of weird in this thing. And I have been known to take off with things open before. Alright, before start, control lock has been removed. Parking brake is set. It is set on the Bravo, and it is set in the Sim. Wheel chocks have been removed. Fuel caps are secure. Crew seats and seatbelts adjusted and secure. Tariq says, good. Seen so many of your videos on YouTube, so helpful, and you are excellent. Your YRX and the YR excellent. Especially the FPS and video control panel settings. Glad you like them, Tariq. Well, I'm glad they can be helpful. We got a lot of questions in here about that stuff, so it's always good to hear people have some good success from them. Alright, where were we? Overhead electrical switches off. Standby bus if applicable. Let's skip this step. De-icing switches, inertial separator to open. Definitely need that leaving out of here. You can kind of hear it spooling in the background. Cooling and heating are off. Seatbelts, no smoking sign. We can go ahead and turn on. Circuit breakers are in. We've already checked those. EPS switch. Tested. Turn it to off. ECS switch is off. That's environmental control system. It's off. Friction locks checked. That is the throttle here. There's nothing really to check in the sim. And then the condition lever and throttle are pulled all the way back, which they are. Power switches back to on. We left them on. Nav lights on, which they're on. External power isn't simulated currently. Fuel quantity 1,347 pounds. Confirmed. Taking a little extra for tonight's flight. And non-essential bus to auto. What are we forgetting here? Something is not popping up for standby bus. There we go. Must accidentally skipped right over that. We didn't have the 3 greens on the gear here, which is what kind of led me to that. And our enunciator system is appropriate. Essential bus, Gen 1, Gen 2, AV bus, pusher, ECS, all that makes sense. Engine start, beacon light. Beacon's on. Prop air is clear, or pretend our homie out here is not in the way. Start switch engaged. We are looking for 13% on the NG. And once we get to that, we'll bring the condition lever below auto, ground auto. And now we'll check the ITT for a hot start. Anything over 1,000 pounds we need to pay attention to. Looks like we're going to have a nice cool start tonight. We just want to monitor all of our instruments here. Make sure everything looks okay. Nothing crazy. ITT is settling. NG looks good. Outside temperature is 9 degrees. Fuel quantity good. Fuel flow is working. Engine oil is coming up. Engine oil pressure is great. Alright, engine instruments have been checked. Generators, we can turn them on. Gen 1. Gen 2. External power, confirm that's off. Avionics on. AV2, AV1. Standby bus back to off. Heating and cooling as required, so we will go ahead and get the heating and cooling system on. We're going to need heat tonight, so we're going to leave the cooling system and just recirculate. EPS light. Out. And to auto. ECS switch to auto. Flaps 15 degrees. Alright, before taxi. Inverter. Inverter is on Gen 1, which is what we want it to be on. Pusher test complete. This one is a little wonky. We're going to give it a try, see if it'll work tonight for us. So look at the overhead, push the pusher, give a little bit of throttle, get the stick shaker, goes forward, turn the throttle, cancel the light. Should be able to turn the pusher test off. And for some reason, it still doesn't remove the pusher light for me. I'm not entirely sure what is going on with that. There may be a step I'm just missing. How long does it take to learn all the pre-flight and what and where the switches are? Well, I currently have 11 hours in this airplane, and the first hour or two is learning where things are for the most part. But most of the time, all the airplanes are similar enough that once you kind of know where things are, you can kind of breeze through it pretty quickly. And I also try to make videos on startup procedures. I've got the pre-flight video up for this. I intended to make the next video, the before start, engine start, and after start checklist, along with, I think, before taxi was planned too. But ran into a computer issue for someone else's computer I ended up having to work on today, so didn't get to get around to that. Alright, generators are on, external power is off, avionics is on, standby bus is off. Oh, wrong checklist. That's what I get for reading and not thumbing where I'm supposed to be. Alright, pusher test. We'll assume that's complete. Autopilot trim test. For this, you can turn the autopilot on and watch your yoke and everything turn, but we won't worry about that right now. Failures are not modeled in this aircraft currently. Cabin pressure controller. So we are going to be going to 250. So let's set this for about 260. That way we got a little bit of room and this thing doesn't start yelling at us because of the slight difference in altimeter and what the plane's actually feeling. 260. There we go. That should work. Transponder flight ID. Let's go ahead and turn this on. We're going to assume that ATC gave us a squawk of 5544. And then we'll go ahead and do altitude reporting. We are not on VATSIM, so this isn't really important right now, but just for simulation purposes. Altitude pre-select. We are going to straight to 270. I'm sorry, 250. It was originally 27, but we changed it to 25. AHRS 1 and 2 checked. Those are good. Fuel quantity 1,331 pounds is checked. And the angle of attack de-ice, so we need to get our probes on. And that should take care of the exterior. We'll get the windshields on now. And go ahead and turn the propeller on. I don't think we'll need the boots for now, for takeoff. Alright, let's check our flight controls. Go back, forward, left, right, right rudder, left rudder, that's good. And let's go ahead and pull our flight plan in. Sim brief. Yep, looks good. Go ahead and load that. And we are cruising to 250. Go back to the procedures page. Expecting at runway at 19 Charlie for our arrival. Or our approach, I should say. 19 Charlie. It's direct. There is the one waypoint of Charlie, Sierra, November. And then it goes direct to runway 19 Charlie. Straight in, no vectors. MRB would be an option. It's not, well, might be beneficial for us. Let's take a look here. Zoom in on our map. I'll check that weather out. Actually, you know what? MRB might actually be a decent transition if you guys want to load that in for the approach. 19 Charlie, like Romeo Bravo. Load that. It'll give us a little extra time up in the air. Yeah, MRB is the transition, but there is a waypoint Charlie, Sierra, November before that. Zoom out again, just make sure everything looks okay. Yeah, there we go. That way we have more of a downwind with a base onto final kind of flight path there. That'll give us plenty of time and should make joining the ILS a little easier for us. Okay, flight control is pretty correct. Flight instruments check and set. Local altimeter. Two-niner 57. Nice and low. I'm just going to worry about the two on the left here, not the one on the right. So 295. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Light director on. Push go around. Go around's on. Altitude pre-select is set and armed. Heading bug. We are departing at runway 5 right, which is 054 on the heading bug. Love GSO. I don't know if I've actually ever flown out of here. It's confirmed that 054 is correct. 054, got it. Have you guys flown out of here?
In real life, I have more than once.
Oh, okay. Trim indications are in the green. We're set for takeoff. EGPWS, which is very important tonight. We'll go ahead and test that. Nope. Test.
EGPWS. System OK.
System OK. That is our ground protection system. Flaps are 15. Lights are as required. We'll turn our other lights on here in a moment. Ice protection, condition lever, and annunciator panel. Annunciator panel, pusher test failed. I'll figure out how to get that taken care of before our next flight, and this thing it's driving me nuts not knowing how to do that appropriately. I live like a 2-hour drive from both the airports. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Get these cabin lights a little nicer. Not as bright. Turn the inside cabin lights down to pretty much minimum. I think we'll be able to see everything we need to. Yeah, we can. MSFS is too dark most times for night flying. I don't know why. Yeah, unless the moon is out and full blown, or got a full moon basically, it can be kind of dark. I'm turning traffic on for Garmin 650 since we got these guys all ready to go, waiting for me right now. What's your name at MSFS? Havoc 622. I'm flying from JFK to Port. Oh, okay. How's the weather up there? JFK looks like it's sucked in also. Okay, let's get the track IR on. Reset our view here. Brakes in, parking brake can come off. Still in ground idle. You guys all ready to go?
Yep.
Alright,
Yep.
Alright. We're gonna do a full left turn here. And take a Kilo 1, which is off to our left. Super is almost ready. Alright, Super, you gonna be ready by the time we taxi out there? It was raining when I departed runway 4 left. Oh, that's cool how the rain droplets actually speed up. So we're gonna be expecting heading mode. And then let's go down to our nav here. Change this over to GPS. Sorry I got on late. I'm now working my way through the checklist fast. No worries. We're going to have a little bit of spacing here anyways, just mainly because of the weather. Don't need to be on top of each other since we're not going to be able to see each other at all. Alright, who's that in front of me? Mike, go ahead.
I was letting you go first, but I'll go.
Go for it. I think everyone else is in the TBM. I'm the only one in the PC-12 at the moment. The Black Square TBM 850 is another great airplane for this kind of flying.
Last time I flew with you guys, I spun in the wrong airplane.
Yeah, Sean flew with us on Thursday. We were all on a Bonanza, and he was flying around on a 152. Doesn't work too well. I was I was flying the Bonanza at like stall speed just so that Sean could like stay with us.
I couldn't even catch up. I had to spawn in a Bonanza. Default one. I still couldn't catch up. You know that the stopover that I did. They let me play. They let me pay extra, man.
They let you pay extra
For parking.
for parking. Hang on, guys. I got another airplane. Let me just whip that thing out of my trunk. It's super. Like I said, no rush. We're gonna try to do about a minute and a half between each plane departing.
Yeah. Gonna cut over on Delta here.
Yeah, we
Or,
can do Delta because this is a 10,000 foot long runway. We don't need a third of that, basically.
It's the first time I've flown this plane with the beta mod.
Oh yeah, did you get the just the icon, or did you get the icon with the open beta?
With the open beta, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, be careful when you're landing, because if you put that thing in the beta mode on landing, that thing will drop like a rock. What runway were we taking off on? 5 right.
Yep. And I'm rolling.
Alright, Mike's rolling. Bit of strobe light on. Taxi landing nav. Beacon strobe on. Condition lever. Flight idle. Flaps are confirmed. 15. Toga has been selected. I believe we are good to go. Is it pure expertise to know where the taxiways are in the dark? A mixture of... Well, the taxi sign was actually wrong over there. It said Charlie instead of Delta, but I have Volanta and... I'm sorry, not Volanta, but Navigraph up on my other screen. And you can kind of see the airplane here. Kind of helps. There's some of these sceneries, like the one we just noticed there, they don't show the taxi signs very well. Alright, clear right. Clear left, enter the runway. Alright, we're looking for about a 44 psi on the torque. Cannot exceed 760 on the ITT for too long. We can momentarily, but for the altitude that we're sitting at right now, there shouldn't be any issues. Alright, I got Mike. He's about 3 miles out and looking at my TCAS here. Let him get to 6 and then we'll start rolling. Alright, final flight controls, flight instruments, flight director. Altitude is 25,000 and armed. Heading bug 054. Trim checked. Terrain is good. Crew briefing is complete. Flaps 15 degrees. Lights as required. Ice protections on flight. Condition lever in flight idle. And nothing on the annunciator that we wouldn't expect. Alright, let's go. This thing got quite a bit of torque on it. Are you using Tobii eye tracker? No, I have the Track IR 5. Alright, torque's pretty much set. Let's go ahead and rotate. And here this thing gets to takeoff speeds real quick. Alright, yaw dampener on. Positive rate gear is up. Getting bounced around quite a bit here.
I'm well clear out of your way. I'm at
Right.
4,500 feet and on the nav track.
150 knots, flaps are up. Let's keep that nose going up so we don't exceed our flap limit speed here like we just hear right there. These things are slow to come up. There she goes. Alright, vertical speed. Let's go 1,800 feet per minute. Engage it. And let's go ahead and engage that autopilot.
Let me know when I'm clear to take off behind you.
Okay. Yeah, so that little alarm that we got there on takeoff was the flaps being extremely slow. And just how powerful this airplane is. So we can actually increase our torque a bit here. Alright, we are climbing 1,800 feet per minute to 25,000 feet. Vertical speed is active and our altitude capture is armed.
Want to take off for now?
We're in US, yeah, you're good to go, Sean. We're in US East, right? Yep, US East. All players need to be on also. Alright, after takeoff. Go ahead.
All off live. The off is for, I think it's ATC, if I remember right.
I'll check the graphic here in a second.
Yeah, I couldn't find the graphic.
It should be a pin post in the pilot lounge. Alright, landing gear is up. Yaw dampener is on. Flaps and taxi lights off. Taxi lights are off. Flaps are 0 degrees. Ice protection as required. It looks like we're actually possibly above the clouds here. Let's go ahead and do a direct to this waypoint here. Flight plan, CSN, activate. Should see that magenta line come in. Direct to CSN. There we go. And let's go nav mode. Should see that left turn. Ice protection still is required. Flying power is set. I'll leave it here, and the higher the altitude we go, the ITT will increase. Let's go ahead and get our wing light on. I think we might actually be clear of the clouds. I can see stars, so excuse me. Let's go ahead and turn the propeller de-ice off. I'll leave everything else on. Notional separator can actually be shut now too. That'll save us some performance. Pressurization, let's confirm it's climbing. It's climbing. And engine instruments are checked. We just need to mainly monitor this now. And for an ITT of 750 for the most part. Alright, that was a lot of talking.
I'm not getting fully clear of the clouds until somewhere above 10,000.
I'm not seeing clouds around me. I don't see my... Oh, there's... you guys probably on the stream can't see it. But I can see kind of the layer of clouds right there. But yeah, I'm punching through a little bit of the last bit of it here. I need to turn on the brightness of this Bendix. This guy? No. Do you turn? Nope, not that one either. My attitude indicator is extremely bright, and I gotta figure out how to turn that down. Because it's destroying my night vision in the sim. Down flood. Reading on. Cabin lights are minimums. Actually, don't know how to turn that down. Alright, we are above 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and get our landing lights off. I'm at a little bit of clouds here, but we'll check the wings for any sort of ice. Might pick up. You can kind of see some of the clouds out there in the flashing.
Yeah, I'm going through clouds right now.
12,000, getting close to the top of them. Just the occasional one. Alright, ITT 765, let's bring that back down to 750.
Keep flying through all those occasional ones.
Yeah. Alright, that should be fine. We'll keep getting an increase in our ITT here, so let's go ahead and once we get to around 160 knots, we'll do an IS on the autopilot. That way we are flying 160 knots and it'll kind of level off as we lose performance. Because right now we're climbing out at 1,800 feet per minute. We actually got a tailwind for a change, that's nice. May have to check out the manual to see how to turn down attitude indicators brightness. Oh, Mike, the other night you were asking me about how to tell on the ILS where the vertical and horizontal indications were. I think it was a glitch because they have changed it now so it looks just like the TBM.
Oh, okay.
Because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, this just does not look right at all.
So, if there is a similarity with the TBM with your ADI, my ADI brightness is up. It's a knob up above, kind of buried in darkness for you, up above the ADI.
So I'm not seeing any knobs. I'm afraid to push this right here because that's going to put my flight locks. Just don't know why advisory dim. Did I do anything? What's that dim? Oh, that's the annunciator panel. Silence. Cabin temperature is 24 degrees Celsius, so we're good to go there. I don't know. Is it the overhead maybe? No, I don't see anything. I think that's Mike right there. Makes sense. He's about 6 miles ahead of me. Alright, we are about 160 knots. Let's go indicated airspeed for our climb. That'll keep that around the 159 right now. 18,000 feet. Let's go over standard. And bring this back up to 90902. ITT. Bring that back down to around 750. It's starting to get hot on me. Every time we keep pulling the power lever back, of course, we're losing some performance. Inertial separator is off so that we gain all that performance back. You can see now we're down to 1,200 feet per minute, and our climb, as the power settles out, it might bounce around a little bit more. Hey, I can actually see something below us. It's not all clouds and rain. So we've got NextRad turned on the map here so you can see this weather. And actually, some of the more interesting colors I've seen. It's kind of a magenta color over here. I'm not sure what that means on the scale. Radar. Graph. Showing rain the whole time. I'm not sure. Should we get close to our cruise, which we are. A couple things we can do. Go ahead and do our descent calcs. Calc. Pull our charts back over here. So at Boyd's or Hoosier, we need to be at 5,000 feet. Look out for those hook echoes. What do you mean? So Hoosier are going to be at 5,000 feet, so we can set up our VNAV profile at 5,000 feet and a vertical speed of 2,000 feet per minute. Waypoint Hoosier. And this will give us our vertical speed requirement. Tornadoes, radar target. Oh, okay. I don't see any of that on that display, but I'm not even sure if that's even part of Navigraph. You can see here we're basically aiming to be 5,000 feet at Hoosier, and we'll start our descent into Dulles. Why is this is showing my top of descent over the ocean? That's an interesting bug.
I got the same thing.
That's a new one. So if I swing that around on an arc, it looks like it'd be somewhere around here, but I don't think that's going to be accurate. It's probably going to be closer to CSN. Alright, now let's see.
12,000 at CSN is what it's showing for me.
It didn't. It shows me at 25,000 at CSN, but I don't think that's accurate. I think that's because I put my cruise altitude in. Super says his is broken too. I'm not sure. Not sure what that is. All right, that beeping was an alarm to indicate that we're 1,000 feet from our armed altitude. So just in case you want to change it, or it's also a nice reminder if you happen to look over here and you're either really close to your cruise altitude, or you've shot straight through it. That's never happened to us, though. Oh! They fixed the barber pole! Nice! I finally have a max speed indication. This used to get stuck up here. That's so exciting. How that ever got through their beta testing, I'll never know. But we're going to be aiming for an ITT of 750 in our cruise, so I'll be curious to see how close that gets us to the barber pole. Grand wind reference. Yo, I can actually pull up some pretty nice charts here. What is my favorite airplane to fly? Well, okay. I get asked this a lot. Which category are we talking about? We talk about GA, commercial, private, seaplanes, jets versus turboprops. I mean, there's a lot of wide variety of scenarios there. Which helicopter? The Huey. Not even in the sun. GA, turboprop, or prop? Well, my prop is the 152 because we spend a ton of time in that little thing on our Thursday night flights. We have a lot of fun on that. Turboprop is either right now it's probably the TBM 850 from Black Square, PC-12 being right behind it. The only reason I'm picking the PC-12 behind the TBM is because the PC-12 has a few bugs. Hopefully we remember to enable our VLOC closer to our ILS, because otherwise it'll just spiral death you into the ground. Yeah, TBM is your absolute favorite. Yeah, it's a fantastic airplane. Mike and I spent one night just chasing snowy weather, and it's amazing how fast you can turn that thing around and just get going. Unless you're following through the entire checklist, which we didn't. We just, prayed we didn't crash and burn. Now, I will say the TBM does have a weird issue that pops up rarely, but it does happen occasionally. Is you'll be cruising along. It's happened to me when I've been on a climb every time. But I'll just start barrel rolling out of nowhere. There's just no way to recover from it. And I think it's a glitch with the airplane itself, so I'm not entirely sure why that happens or what, but like something gets exceeded and then it just spirals me into the ground. It's happened to me twice. What was really interesting is Ken and I, when the TBM first came out, we were departing somewhere, and it happened to him, and the amount of time it took me to get to where he was when it happened was about right, because as soon as I hit that area, it just started barrel rolling me into the ground. And of course, every time it's happened is below 10,000 pounds, 10,000 feet, so you really don't have time to do much about it. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm wondering if it's the yaw dampener not being on. Which you would think, after a certain speed, that wouldn't become an issue. Alright, we're looking for an ITT of 750. I just bumped up just a hair here, so if we can get the maximum performance out of it. There we go. Looks about right. Bounce around 751, 750. It's perfect. Fuel flow is 389 pounds of fuel an hour. Got an endurance of almost 3 hours, and we've used 212 pounds of fuel so far. Our outside temperature is negative 27 degrees Celsius. Interestingly enough, I can see the ground again over here. Nothing is collecting on the wings for icing. That's good. Super, you've never had that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've had it twice now. Pusher on the annunciator is expected because the can't figure out how to. I've gotten it to disappear one time, but I don't know what I did differently that time versus what I did just now. AP trim flickering in and out is because it keeps adjusting the elevator trim. You can see right here. Ron, how you doing? I know you're not used to doing too much IFR, are you?
I'm having trouble with my plane. I couldn't get the throttle to behave on takeoff, so I had to do I had to slew into the air.
Oh.
And and I just started using Little Nav Map, and it's not showing me where I am.
Oh, someone who's more familiar with Little Nav Map might be able to help you with that one. I've used it a couple times. It's not my usual. There's probably an icon you can select to bring your plane back into the map.
There is. It's the yellow plane icon with like end brackets around it, like an open and closed bracket on either side.
Yeah, it's highlighted, but down in the bottom, towards the bottom right, it says simulator aircraft. It says prepare the flight and load your aircraft in the simulator to see progress updates. But
Oh, so you we see this in Navgraph as well. You
SimConnect.
SimConnect or SimLink, whichever I'm not sure which it is.
Should be SimConnect. Everybody tends to use that. Just make sure that's running.
there's a Little Nav Connect. Let me try that. It says it's connected to simulator.
Huh.
Nope, still nothing.
Got me on that one.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I had to put myself in daytime, and I'm following you guys.
Oh, okay.
I've used Little Nav Map a couple of times, and it seemed to be okay, but maybe because I had to restart and then I had to slew myself in, maybe Little Nav Map got screwed up.
I'm opening mine right now. I'll see what it's doing.
Alright, so let's go ahead. I'll push the decision height there to get it up on our HSI here. Let's go ahead and put 200 feet in for that. AI brightness is adjustment located on the CP467 mode selector. Oh. Look at that. Awesome, thank you. I got the top one, or the bottom one. There we go. Beautiful, thank you. Appreciate that, Brent. I feel like I've seen that before. I forgot about where it was. Oh, that's a huge help. It's not so blinding anymore. Alright, back to the decision height. So we're going to put that at 200 feet, I believe. Let me just double check the charts here. Yep, 200 feet on the decision height. For some reason, my ELT just started going off. That's a new bug. Uh-oh. Time to do an emergency descent. Bring the decision height up to 200 feet. Just confirmed it on the chart. I'll show you where I'm looking here in a second. Alright, so for those of you not familiar with ILS's on the charts here, so the decision height we're looking at is this is using the radar altimeter. So looking for the 200 foot. If we were in say the A320, we would do the barometer of 471 feet. Stow the ghost lot. Oh yeah, forgot that was an option. They get rid of the little quick spot right there. No, the quick spot's still there. Or is that the yoke you can hide? Oh, okay. Does stowing it over here actually do anything other than just making it not a quick spot anymore? Brent, do you know? Vertical speed requires 700 feet per minute, so we're good on that for now. Super, have you tried resetting your ELT? Or did you accidentally click it to on, maybe? Yeah, just reset. Okay, cool. But it keeps going off. Oh, that's annoying. So what would cause the ELT to go off mid-flight? Because that's more of a, like if you crash, right? You crash or ditch. So it's the emergency locator transmitter. So okay, you think it's just bugged? Maybe. Yeah, it could be a key binding that's goofy. We all know that MSFS and key binds don't get along too well. Do a quick fuel check. 1,087 pounds. We got plenty of fuel for where we're going. Used 261 so far. Yeah, I had a key bind on my Bravo for the lights. I think I unbounded on this one. But if I had the toggle switch off, it wouldn't have let me turn the lights on, so I had to go figure out which one that one was. Because if I turned it on, it would turn everything on. But in this aircraft specifically, the reason I unbounded in this one pretty quickly is because if you had it on, it turned everything on really bright. So what we're doing right now, where it's all dim, you wouldn't be able to do it. When you click the lock, it's placed in your virtual hands, so you need to stow it. Install it back on the yoke, click the stow spot. Okay, gotcha. Get the reading lights for our one passenger. This guy's paying a lot of money to be on this flight. Mike is...
Only one guy on a flight.
Yeah.
He just back there just watching you.
Heck, you know, if I was one guy on a flight like this, I'd be like, hey man, can I come up there and sit in the front with you? Because it seems one...
I wasn't even trusted.
It'd be a lot cooler up front. I don't know, if the guy back there is paying the bills, might be worth trusting. Actually, I do wonder what the rules are on that. Like, you should be able to have anybody in the co-pilot seat. It's a single pilot operation. I saw you posted pics of the G6000. Are you a real-life pilot? No, I'm not. That was something I found on Facebook earlier. I was just browsing through. I was like, oh, this flight deck looks amazing. And he was flying at like 46,000 feet, Mach 0.84 or something crazy like that. And he was complaining that he had to slow down and descend because the turbulence was too rough. I was like, oh, jeez. I do plan to start my flight lessons in the spring once I get my truck paid off. So, barring any other issues, knock on wood, I'll be able to bring some real-world experience to this sim. Love to do it commercially, but I think that's out of the books for me just because of some color blindness issues. Building hours, but still have to wait a year before I'm legally allowed to get my license. Oh, okay, so you're in that weird... What's that? You gotta be 21 to get your commercial license? No private license. Oh. Private license isn't like 14? Or is it, or are you in a different country? 17. 17? Oh, I thought the private was like 14 or something in the US for private. It used to be. Oh, okay. Good luck. Definitely a career I would love to do, but fortunately it was not dealt the right deck of cards on that one. Or hand. Alright, we're starting to creep in a little closer to the airport here, so let's look at our vertical speed required, 900 feet per minute. We'll be expecting our descent somewhat shortly. Just check our checklist to make sure we didn't forget anything. Cruise power set, fuel's fine, instruments are fine, cabin pressure. We are have been cruising for a while. It should be good and stabilized, and it is. Cabin temperature 24 degrees, nice and toasty. Alright, so our descent, we'll want to set our cabin pressure and rate, and of course our altimeters for our transition level. And then
Looks like we still have to fly out to the ocean for our descent.
to the ocean.
My TOD is still showing over the ocean.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know what the deal with that is. Mine's not even on my screen, but I'm zoomed in kind of far. Yeah, we gotta do a 90-degree turn to the right and fly out to the ocean real quick. Alright, just to go through our approach checklist so we can kind of have it in our head. Recognition lights on, radios and nav aids set and identified. ILS frequency that we're going to be using is 111.3. Go ahead and swap that over since we're in GPS mode right now anyways. Inertial separator open, and a crew approach briefing is complete. So, take a look at our navigaph again. We're going to be coming in from just off the chart here to Hoosier. Heading in 191 to RK. And our final approach fix is 1,500 feet of FEMCO, where we can intercept the glide slope for runway 19 center. Decision height 200 feet. We are going to be keeping a close look at that if we need to do any go-arounds. Our alternate for today. Let's see here. Let me pull up my OFP real quick. Alternate is CABE, Kilo Alpha Bravo Echo.
I got a different alternate. I got
Really?
Arnold. Yep, Arnold Palmer, KLBE.
Are you guys going 19 Lima or 19 Charlie?
Charlie. Well, interestingly, if we go to CABE, it doubles our flight distance. So we're gonna get it on the ground at Washington just for the fun of it, but it's an interesting alternate just to how far away it is. I feel like it'd be easier just turn around and go back home. C pilot has a separate CP467 to control his EPIS. Huh, okay.
I think I put in the wrong approach.
Oh, what'd you put in there?
I got ILS 19 Charlie MBR transition, or MRB transition.
I think that's what we did.
Yeah, it is.
I was gonna navigaph and it's showing that go straight to MRB and then make a right turn to Izumi and then straight in.
Thanks for that, Brent. It's kind of hidden behind the yoke over there. Engine health looks good. ITD 750-ish. Temperatures are good, and oil pressure is good. Alright, we're coming up on our top of descent here shortly. So let's go ahead and take a look at the updated weather for Dulles. Winds 340 at 9 knots. Visibility is 2.5 miles. Clouds are overcast at 300 feet. Ooh. So we're going to be spitting out right at the minimums. Altimeter is 2971. Temperature is 11 degrees. Mike appears to have disappeared off my TCAS there. We've got somebody right behind me. Mike's about 12 miles ahead of me now. Ground speed, Mike.
Back to the 370.
370. Wow. Got 339.
And I already dropped out of 850 mode and prepping for descent. About to start descending soon here.
I've only got like 9 or 10 knots maybe of extra speed in this thing. Got those bigger wings. Somebody's coming up right behind me. Sean? I think you guys are kind of stacked on each other.
Who?
The you that's right behind me? 4 miles?
I believe so. There's another person off to your right there. Yeah, I'm coming up on you fast.
Yeah, the TBM seems to cruise a little quicker than the PC-12.
I can slow down.
You still have a bathroom though.
That is true. I do have a bathroom. Quite a bit heavier, so it's a bit smoother of a ride too. So when you're really hurting and you got to pee and you're getting beat up by the turbulence, I've already got an empty bladder riding in slightly smoother air. Alright, let's start adjusting for this vertical speed required here. So we are looking for 5,000 feet.
I started descending with her.
I'm about to start descending here. And we'll go ahead and start, we'll get ahead of that a little bit here. Going 1,600 feet per minute. Doing a left turn at CSN, so let's go ahead and start this descent. Let's go ahead and pull some power back. I'll pull your power back first before you start your descent. Watch for that needle to start dropping. Go and arm at that 5,000 foot altitude. Engage vertical speed. Slowly go down to 1,700 feet from there right now. Watch that speed, make sure we don't overspeed. Keep pulling some power back.
I find it's very hard to overspeed the TBM.
It's pretty easy in this thing.
I'd have to drop it like 4,000 feet a minute, probably, to push it over the red line.
I mean, I've got the throttle, the power set to about 50% right now on my descent. Holding about 190 knots indicated. Alright, so that increased up to 1741. That's okay. That restriction was an above 5,000 feet
This might not be right. The red line on the speed, like I'm at 250 indicated.
See, my red line is 236, 237.
Looks like my red is about 270. So I've got to watch busting the airspeed
Yeah,
below
even
10,000.
even when you're at 10,000 feet, you really got to have that thing pushed pretty far forward to be busting that.
Yeah, I'll slow down a little bit for you.
Okay. Now our barber pole should start slowly creeping up too as we descend. It's a pretty cockpit, well laid out. You know, I do like it. The one thing I wish was different was that the 750 was over here, where the 650 and the top of the engine instruments are, and then the 650 was below it, along with the transponder, and then your engine instruments was over here on the right, where those items are in the ADF. That would be my only change, but I also understand the need to have your engine instruments kind of in your face too, because this thing is really easy to accidentally over temp during the climb. So here's to praying we don't have any weird autopilot issues on our approach into Dulles here, because I've only had a few really smooth flights in there, but we'll have the heading bug and everything armed, ready to go. Any reason my ITT is just showing dash dash dash? Might want to double check your circuit breakers. And then did you run... Oh, you know what? You didn't accidentally hit the, I think it's the menu button. Did you? That moves some things around a little bit. Although it brings the ITT down here. Crap, you did. Okay. Perfect. I like easy problems. Alright, so our runway heading is 191. Let's go ahead and dial that in, just in case this thing gets a little wonky on our approach, because it has in the past. Coming up on 18,000 feet. Let's go ahead and swap our altimeter over and get that out of the way. 2971. Didn't check turn signal fluid. Do it. Yep, that'll get you every time. These dang BMW drivers. And just in case get really wonky here. Go ahead and set all three on 297. Let's check our speed, 200 knots. We're doing good there. We'll leave the power settings where they're at. My top of descent finally came back over to where it should be. We can actually decrease our vertical speed to 1500. That will allow us to slow up a little bit more for these turns. Go turn our next rad off and leave terrain on so that we have a little bit of a terrain radar going on here. Missed approach is climb 3,000 feet on a heading of 191 to erase.
That's runway heading out.
Yep. So we'll just do a right pattern to get back in line. Yeah, just getting close to my turn at MRB.
Pass through a little zone of icing near MRB, and then cut above freezing after.
Yep, I just picked up some ice myself. Go ahead and get our inertial separator on, propeller, and let's get our boots on a 3-minute cycle. Coming up on 13,000 feet. Let's go ahead and get our landing lights on so we don't forget those. Need to have them on at 10. Vertical speeds down to 1,300 feet per minute. I'm almost at the waypoint. Which one? MRB or CSN? There's somebody right behind me here. CSN? Okay.
Yeah, that's me. I try to slow down a little bit so I could give you some space.
Ah. Alright, I think the weather was lying to us. I can see the ground just fine. Just double check the live weather is on. It is. Okay. Or at least the Sims weather is not showing what the real world weather should be. Now you can see our bubble pole has exceeded our red line limit. That's Mike off the side there. Sean's right behind me. Oh, well, now I can't see hardly anything on the ground, so guess we'll see once we get to the airport. We may just be in an open little pocket over here, just north of the airport.
I'm about to turn final, and I can see street lights on the ground. There is clouds and or fog or whatever, but I can see them.
Alright, we're at 9,000 feet. Let's go ahead and set our cabin pressure back down to sea level, or I guess we're around 300 feet. Sea level, that'll work. That way we'll be pretty much zero once we get to the ground. Pressure.
I'm at least 12 miles behind you. I think we should be good. Wait, never mind. That's
Here you can see our icon entering the chart here on Navigraph, which is amazing how well this works out for us. Again, we're looking at 5,000 feet, final approach fix of 1,500. So we'll manage our descent right here in a moment once we get closer to 5,000 feet. What I'm going to go ahead and do is drop this down to 1,500. And then we'll use our curve here to manage. Actually, it looks like the current descent rate we're at right now should be pretty accurate. A little bit of turbulence here. Can't see the ground though, so that's good. Not as exciting as we'd hoped for. Yet. It'll load in right on final for us, and it'll just ruin our world.
Give us a little time.
Yeah.
I'm on final, and it's. I think the weather report's probably correct.
Okay. So the haze is hanging out over the city then, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You kind of see it here. Layer of haze right there. Coming up on Hoosier. Keep that heading bug ready to go just in case it does something goofy here before we get to the ILS. Alright, it's turning us on to final.
I slowed down a lot. You should be good now.
I'm going
I
to
see
slow
button
down
away
some.
from me.
Okay, cool. Starting to slow down some now. Next restrictions, 3,700 feet. We're going to be pretty good on that. I think we can keep the descent rate that we currently have and be alright. Alright. Let's go ahead and go into heading mode. And let's go to VLOC. It looks like we have it, so let's go back into nav mode. Put that correct just a hair for us. What arrival were we taking? Runway 19 Charlie. Glide slope's coming in. Let's go ahead and go into approach mode. Let's start slowing up to about 165 so we'll get this first set of flaps in. Well, we got a couple seconds here before landing. Landing gear, 3 green, foot brakes tested. Landing lights and taxi lights on. We're gonna turn our taxi lights on. They'll kick on when the gear drops. Let's slow up some more here. Got our arc showing that will be 1,500 feet. A little early, so let's just decrease our descent rate to 1,100. Let's go 1,000 feet. Should be fine. Oh, wrong one. 1,500 feet. There we go. 1,000 feet per minute.
I'm at 1,000 feet and got the runway lights clear as day.
Ah.
Yeah.
Should be about to level off at 1,500 feet. There's 165. Let's go ahead and drop it
Oh,
on notch
oh.
flaps.
But I'm at 500 feet above and lost the runway lights.
Oh, interesting.
So
Alright, leveling off at 1,500 feet. Light slope should start coming back in. We were a little early. See the runway lights there.
I can't see the things pitch white for me.
Let me set our view here. Wait for that glide slope to come back in. So we descended beneath it here. There it comes. Let's make sure this captures for us. So you adjust things based on the ground temp where you land. It's more to do with the pressure. Ground temperature does have an effect on it though. Let's go gear down. 30 degrees in the landing flaps. Glide slope is captured. Approach mode is in. Approach mode is captured. So we're going to fly this down to our decision height and then autopilot off, yaw dampener off. Get our speed to around 100 knots.
clear 19 Charlie.
Alright, don't think we're going to need to go around here, so 19 Charlie, we'll roll, take a first left and head to, actually just those buildings off to the left there would be perfect. If you want to find this one there, Mike. Terrain mode got really bright. Alright, gear down at 3 green, flaps 30, power set. Should be coming up on our decision height shortly.
I'm gonna scooch down a little bit for some better photos in the lighting.
It's kind of got me off to the right of the runway a little bit here. It is correcting it though, so that's good. Alright, let's go autopilot off, yaw dampener off. Get to the threshold, we'll start cutting power. Power's cut, you can feel that drop. And those brakes, reversers. Let's take this first left here. Reversers off. Beautiful. See if we can find Mike here. Alright, there he is. Alright, bring your flaps back up. Let's go ground idle. Welcome to Dulles.
Not seeing anything.
So you can't see
That's
anything?
And I'm coming up on a Femco right now. But it's saying my altitude is at 3,000, but then not saying. I don't know, for some reason my
What's up, Diesel? Did you catch the landing, Diesel?
Warning, trim.
Warning. Trim. We'll reset that here in a second. This rain's making it kind of hard to see here.
Say I don't have the localizer.
You can't believe you literally just missed it by like seconds. Oh no. Oh no. These
You
are
want to
those.
park down? You want to park down by where you are, and I'll come down to you?
Oh, hello, bus. Just got ran over by a bus. Yeah, that'll work, since it's just kind of straight in. Actually, you know what? There's some hangar lights over here.
That's where I was going to go, but I thought it was too far for you to taxi to. So I'll meet you down there.
Sounds good. I'm going to rewind real quick.
Like this thing is teasing me, man. I mean, glimpse of the runway and then it just.
Hey, now you can see it, now you cannot. Alright, Mike, what was your landing rate?
197.
Yeah, negative 31.
uh,
Got you today. Surprised how early you could turn off. This thing could stop on a dime. It only needs like 3,000 feet of runway. We were landing on an 11,500 foot runway. I even floated it for a second to just get that nice landing rate.
so that 197 felt like a negative 30.
Alright, after landing condition levers, the ground auto, we've done that. Laps to 0 degrees, we've done that. Exterior lights is required. We can go ahead and we'll leave our taxi lights on for everybody around us. And we need to leave our strobe can come off. We need to leave our beacon on until we shut down. I did forget the recognition lights, but that's not a huge deal. Ice protection off. Propeller, boots, inertial separator, probes, and window. Trim set for takeoff. This trim is excruciatingly slow to move. Elevator trim's good. Rudder trim. There you go, butter waffles and pancakes. These have caught it just in time. He's able to rewind. Alright, trims are reset. Park and brake is set. Environmental control systems off. Taxi lights off. We'll leave that on for the guys to figure out where we're at. Transponder can go off. Cooling and heating, we can go ahead and turn all that off. And release the passengers. Once the engine shuts off, they can get up. Avionics to off.
Warning, avionic bus.
Generator 1.
Warning,
generator 2.
warning, essential bus. Generator 2.
ITT stable. 626 and not moving, and we can go cut the engine off. Beacon light can come off. EPS off. Control wheel lock can be reinstalled, so let's go put it in our imaginary hand again. Slap that bad boy up here. And battery switch, we will leave that where it's at. Okay, the oxygen usage is a lot more accurate this time. Last time we would have been down like 500. Will there be a stream on Thursday? Yes. Oh, wait. Hang on. Next Thursday. What is next Thursday? Yes, there will be one next Thursday. We will not be having one on the 24th because of Christmas Eve. Then we'll have another one on the 28th. That'll be the last one for the year.
Let's go to the North Pole on Thursday.
North Pole. In the 152.
Yeah.
Alright, Sean, did you make it on the ground? Is that you in front of me?
Yeah, that's me right there.
Awesome. Alright. Go check Papa Ron on his landing here. Should have made it in just in time.
500.
500? Oh, no, you can do better than that.
No, I'm at 500 feet.
Oh. I thought you were talking about feet per minute.
Long runway, right?
Oh, yeah, you got 2 miles. Get that thing lined up perfectly. Is your landing gear down?
Yep.
You always get that slight flare. There you go. Looking good. I'll be working Thursday. Hopefully I can get on the 28th stream. Thank you for letting me join. No problem, Super. Anytime, buddy. On approach at the moment. Can you fly whatever you want, or are there packages to buy? You can fly whatever you own. So there are airplanes, like what I'm flying right now is a purchased aircraft.
Where are you guys sitting?
Should be some hangars off to your left there, with some lights. So there is Super. He is on base right now, looks like. So we'll fly back over there and catch him here in a second. Let's see, where did Ron go? He disappeared off my screen. Oh, yep. Do a 180. Well, I guess a left turn from where you're going now. And head opposite direction of the runway. It's pretty impressive to see how much bigger the PC-12 is compared to the TBM too. I never realized that until Ken was sitting next to me the other day. React or Super still on, looks like it's base load there. I'm terrible at ILS approaches as IFR. It's not really my thing. Don't judge too hard. Ah, no, you'll be all right.
No, we're gonna throw you under the bus.
Mike, yeah, I'm right there with Mike. I like to talk it up and then make fun of you at the end of it. Just kidding.
I'm usually the one under the bus.
What you talking about? You're the one driving it.
The short bus.
I'm jealous you guys have nose wheel lights. Or it just looks like that from...
It's just the taxi lights.
Am I close to you now?
Let's see. Where did you go? I don't see Papa around anywhere. Here, let me zoom up in the air real quick. See if I can find you. Oh! You're on the... Okay.
He's all over there.
Yeah. Alright, do a left turn on that taxiway right in front of you. And then go across the runway, which is the one we landed on, so 19 Charlie. And then you go to the second taxiway, take a left. Nope, 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 nope. Keep going the way you were. Yep, keep going that way.
I think I see it.
Now the runway is the next intersection there. Go through that, and then it'll be the second left. This area's pretty busy right now.
A lot of people flying. That last, I think I threw you off last time when after we landed, we were going back to Sedona, and I'm like, I'm staying over here for the night.
Yeah.
He's
All
like,
right.
what?
You see us? You see the kind of hangar off to the right there, just a little bit.
Yep, I think I see you
Yeah,
guys.
we're on the other side of the hangar there. All right, Super is on final, 3,300 feet. How do you get the colored name tags? It's a mod. I don't remember the name of it, but I can tell you here in a second. Open up my community folder. This one's, I think it's green something.
They actually changed the color. They don't have the red stuff on it anymore.
Yeah, there's quite a few different ones you can grab. Looking. I may have to search for this one for you. If you go to Flight SimTO, and I think you can just type in name tags and it'll pop up as one of them. Sean, what was your landing rate?
I didn't have anything on track it,
Oh,
but
okay.
I did have to, pitch down quite a bit because I was still at 3,000 feet. I looked out, I saw the runway down there. Saw the runway down there. You know me. I'm not going around.
Not going around. Yeah, this weather, I was hoping it would be a little rougher than it actually turned out to be for us. It cleared out a little bit on us.
I think the last time we flew, that one we were chasing those storms and stuff, that weather was worse than us.
Yeah, we had some pretty good weather one night.
Mike, did those that airport lights mod? It still looks good, right?
I didn't grab it yet. You happy with it?
Yeah, it's good. For some reason, sometimes, well, most of my flights are at night because in my time zone. So
Yeah.
sometimes I'll land and I'm like, I cannot see anything. Those like TDV crazy landing rates that you see up on there, yeah, it's because I can't see. I can't even see the runway with those airplane lights, which I think is ridiculous. Like, you should be able to see down the runway while you're, when you cross the threshold with those airplane lights and stuff, but you can't see anything beyond like 10 feet in front of you. Not even enough to like, oh, now it's, to flare and all that stuff.
What was the name of that mod?
UI nameplates green. UI dash
there you go.
nameplates green.
Super says he regrets his runway choice. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's the name of the nameplate mod for you. Sean, what was the taxi lighting or runway lighting mod? It's like, what, a $5 mod?
Yeah, it's in the marketplace. It's pretty good. Like, you know how you see those lights on the runway and stuff like that? I was showing like it. Like, they're like directional. You can see the reflection on both sides of the lights.
That's nice. Yeah, the Fly Tampa Boston, K-Boss, the lighting that they did for that scenery is amazing compared to what you're seeing right now. It makes a world of difference. The signs are easy to just see and read, and you get on these default airports, it's just a little rough.
But on the default airport, these lights are pretty good too. Like they're really good. Not
Okay.
gonna lie.
I'll have to get that real quick. It's on the marketplace. What was it? $5? $10?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Like I think it's like $5. I can show you. Like,
My only concern is making sure that it doesn't interfere with sceneries that I have purchased.
I don't think it interferes with your sceneries.
It probably just overwrites the
Well,
default stuff.
from what I know.
Yep. They make a comment in their comments that the scenery mods don't tend to modify the lighting, and their mod only affects the default lighting, so there tends not to be conflicts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put something in our Discord so you can like see what it looks like.
Oh, okay.
You can see it the direction of the light.
All right. Let's watch Super's landing here. No pressure.
I'm looking into your view right now, looking at Chauncey's cockpit. A few seconds ago, looked like he had the disco ball going in the
Yeah.
cockpit.
I was gonna make a comment on that, but I never got a word in for it.
SpongeBob jellyfish party. Yeah.
All right, here comes Super.
Which runway is he landing on?
19 Charlie. Same one we did. For somebody who wasn't strong on ILS, you seem to have done a good job there. Ah, beautiful. Good landing, sir.
I was gonna say at least he wasn't like me crashing out in the TBM like 3 times before I got it.
All right,
Right
take,
on the center line.
yeah, take that high-speed left turn right there, and you should see us right off your nose. And come on, head over for the group picture. His plane is making like no noise right now.
Yeah. It's showing that he has no lights on.
We've got some lights, it's just not making any noise.
Maybe this is my camera.
Alright, yeah, you can keep on heading straight and take that first left. I'll go ahead and get our camera set up for some pictures here. Oh, look at
Shut
these.
your engine down.
Yeah, I got everything shut down minus my battery. The reflection of everybody's nav lights is awesome. Keep your nav lights on. I bet that'll make the picture really cool. You do not see us. Oh, hang on.
Went to the left
Past
there.
us. Take your either do a 180 or take the next left, or drive through the grass. It doesn't really matter. Should be
Exactly.
straight ahead of you right now. Yeah, if everybody wants to turn off their landing and taxi lights and leave their nav lights on, the way the water's reflecting should make for a good photo. That's cool. Oh, you don't see us, really. Should be right off your right wing. Keep going into that taxiway you're going in right now. How about this? I'll tell you where to park. Keep going straight. No, I'm working with about a 15-second delay here. And head for the corner of that hangar, the right corner of that hangar right in front of you. I'm in the call.
Oh, this disco light going off in my cockpit. What is that?
Yeah. Ah, there you go. Pull straight in there and do a left U-turn. Keep on going all the way to the grass there.
green
Yep, spin
light
that thing as tight as you can to the left. And stop. That'll work.
Nice.
Okay. He was on Discord. What I meant by that. That should be a good photo there. If you want to go ahead and get your beacon light off and your strobe light. Thank you. That was a fun one, guys. I appreciate that.
Right.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please leave a comment and I'll like below. That'd be super helpful for the channel. And this streams with the algorithms on YouTube there. Definitely having a lot of fun growing the streaming side of the channel. We're here every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern and Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you guys would like to get in on any of these group fights, check out the Discord link below. We can get you all set up by just following that link. If you have any questions, concerns, suggestions, feel free to shoot them out to me. Any bit of help is definitely appreciated on my end for sure, because this is a one-man show for the most part, other than the help that I get from the community. With that, guys, I will catch you next time, and we will see you on Thursday. Happy flying.